I'm Aubrey.
I'm Sean.
Welcome to
BooVille TV.
So, you might have noticed I look a little bit different right now. Just a little bit. And that's because I'm actually wearing a really interesting fashion called Gothic Lolita. Now, Lolita in general, Gothic is a sub-style of Lolita. Lolita in general started in Japan around the late 1980s. And don't, let your pedophile flags raise right now. It has nothing to do with the book whatsoever.
Which is really boring.
It is. It's actually quite the opposite. Lolita Fashion is all about being modest and elegant and cute and stuff like that. It's based off of Victorian and Rococo fashion, and actually has very many sub-styles. For example, Gothic Lolita. Now, I apologize.
My favorite of any of them.
Yeah, Gothic Lolita. I apologize, you can't really see what I'm wearing right now, but whatever. And there's also Sweet Lolita, Classic Lolita, Hime Lolita, which is like Princess Lolita, and many, many, many other sub-styles.
Sweet, not so much.
Do you want to know a secret?
Do you want to know a secret?
Oh, God, no.
You're a goth in disguise. I know.
I actually prefer to wear Sweet Lolita. Up until early 2000s, it wasn't really widely known. It was still pretty underground. And then early 2000s, it kind of started to branch outward in the West more. And a lot of Lolita now is predominantly like Sweet and Classic Lolita. And printed dresses are huge. Huge.
And egg fucking expensive. Some I've bought for, wow.
Oh, yeah,
and I support this.
An average brand dress, and there's quite a few top brands and then indie brands.
Yeah, you might want to get into the whole.
Oh, yeah. So, an average brand dress is about $150 to $400. Yeah. It's crazy.
It looks like Oshkosh Bagosh threw up on an adult dress.
Yeah, and a lot of these dresses run from $150 to $400, sometimes $600.
So if you are the fiance or the boyfriend of someone who is into Lolita fashion and you really want to make them happy, get them something that I just within the past 2 years learned about, and it's called a lucky pack.
Lucky packs are basically either once or a few times a year, brands will come out with this special pack called the Lucky Pack, and it's either a mixture of random surprise items,
socks,
or
$48 socks, fucking socks, and a bow.
It's usually either like a surprise mixture of items from various different collections or series. Like you'll have
socks.
In one pack, you can have
socks.
A blouse from one collection, a skirt with a print from another series,
and socks.
And socks that don't really match it. Or sometimes you'll actually get a complete set, which are the really lucky packs. An average lucky pack runs you about $150.
And the weird thing
$200
about Lolitas, you know how you know that feeling of excitement whenever you order something through the mail, whether it's a book or a DVD or whatever, and you wait on tender hooks and with bated breath for the UPS guy to come. They go even more bug nuts insane, and some Lolitas have been known to mangle beyond recognition the poor little UPS guy because they see a package from Angelic Pretty.
Yes.
And they're mean. They're mean. If you look at half of the Lolita shit online for people who don't know or boyfriends of Lolitas or whatever, the bitches are mean.
Well, online there are a lot of elitists, and a lot of us like to call them brand whores.
They're mean.
They have like little online communities that are dedicated to like posting secrets and mean things about other people.
They're the nerd equivalent of the cheerleader kind of girls from when you were in high school.
It is a fashion. It is a fashion. It's also a lifestyle, but it's more fashion lifestyle in majority wise.
She keeps trying to explain this to me, and I'm like,
and
you're bitches.
With any fashion that has very high price tags on the clothes that are a part of that fashion, you're going to have
socks.
Elitist people. You're going to have people that take it far more seriously than they should, and they're going to be really mean about it. Fortunately, at least in my experience, the bitches I've only really seen were online.
Except for...
Well, she was a bitch before she joined Lolita.
Can we talk for a brief moment about replicas?
Oh, the bane of some Lolita's existence is replicas. Lolita dresses are, as you probably figure out by now, very expensive usually, and there are some Chinese companies that will go ahead and take those designs and prints and replicate them for a lot cheaper than they would usually go for the real thing. Which is a good idea for those of us that... But a lot of Lolitas actually don't like replicas because they're considered art theft, which I can kind of understand. I'm on the fence about it. They see it as, you know, this particular artist for this brand worked hard to design and create this print, have this print on this dress for their particular brand. And people see, like, knockoff companies reprinting that print or something very similar, and they consider it art theft. Now, I will admit, I do own a few replicas, but they are of rare prints that you don't usually find. And they're pretty. And they're very pretty. And a lot of Lolitas, and this is where they kind of become hypocrites, are okay with replicas of solid colored dresses. It's okay to replicate, like, the design of the dress, just not the print. And another thing is, a lot of those Lolitas, when they wear regular clothing, they shop at, like, Forever 21 and places like that. But what they don't know is that those kind of companies actually are often in trouble for having replicas of other famous regular brands of their own. Forever 21 in particular recently had some law trouble for selling products that were replicated from other high-end brands. Oosh. With, you know, t-shirt designs and styles and stuff like that. So, hypocrites. If there was someone, a young lady watching, or man, because I just learned about Brolitas, if there was someone watching BooVille TV for the first time, which Buddha help you, and they went, oh, wow, well, I've never heard of that. That's really interesting. And they do the research online, and they're like, this is something I'd really like to get into. But then they see all of the comms on communities. I'm even speaking their fucking language. This is evil. They see communities, and they're like, oh, there's a community in my group, and blah, 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 or in my local area. But I'm scared. I don't know how to start. I'm not a millionaire. I'm a college student. I don't have this much money. If I go to this meetup, are they going to make fun of me? Are they going to How do you address a would-be Lolita's fears? First things first. Be afraid. No. Quite the opposite. First things first, if you find a local community in your area and you're interested in checking them out, you can always message one of the mods or admins of the group and, you know, ask them just a few questions. Be polite. Don't be too, like, nosy about things. most groups are actually very welcoming to newcomers if you want to decide to, wear regular clothes to your first meet just to kind of scope things out. A lot of groups are okay with that, and I would suggest doing that first just so you can see if you like the people there, if you're comfortable, and if it's something you really want to go do. And if you do decide to wear Lolita and make your first purchase and go to meets, there are other more reasonably priced places that you can go to. Companies like Bodyline, which some Lolitas don't like either, but they're brand whores and nobody cares about what they think.
Speaking of Bodyline, something.
Oh, Mr. Yan hat. Yes.
Mr. Yan. Love that man. Weird.
We're not going to talk about Mr. Yan.
But he's
they can find out about Mr. Yan.
But Mr. Yan's so dreamy.
Mr. Yan is so dreamy. Anyway, for instance, there is a company called Bodyline, which is run by a man named Mr. Yan. He's originally from China, but the business is located in Japan, and they do cosplay and Lolita. Another good place to go is Taobao. It's basically like eBay, but for Chinese. I love hearing
her say that because she can't pronounce the word.
It doesn't have the tones. How am I supposed to know how it's pronounced?
Well,
Taobao does not, that I'm aware of, ship to Western countries, so you will need to find like a shopping service.
3 websites. If I was a up-and-coming young Lolita who knows nothing about this, 3 of your favorite websites to go to for more information, and where do I start?
3 of my favorite websites are hellolace.net, EGL, which is a Lolita community on LiveJournal. The long version of the name is Elegant Gothic Lolita, and that's a lot of it's a community where you can find reviews and new releases and information like that. And before we go, I want to know an outsider's perspective.
You really don't.
I really do.
Okay.
When you first heard about Lolita, what did you think?
Well, I didn't associate it with the book. I mean, the first thought was young girls trying to... Wait, what? But when you explained it to me, I still didn't understand it, and for the life of me, I still don't really get it. The Gothic Lolita, I think that's my favorite of all of the subtypes. I still don't get it. I do support her in everything that she does. I get excited when extremely overpriced socks come to the house, and there's a bow and a pair of socks, and it's $60 $60.0 motherfucking zero. $60 for a bow and a pair of socks. But if you're in a relationship with someone who is into Lolita, Buddha bless you, because you're not going to understand it. You may support it. You may get excited for them to get all dressed up and go to a meetup, but and you will carry every purse,
yes, you will
every alpaca, every no, not in no. Okay. This is too much Lolita. every purse, every alpaca, every iPhone, every cute bauble and bit and piece, and unless you are extremely secure with who you are, it may get overwhelming.
Well,
there will be tea and cupcakes and clothing that you swapped with, and stuffed animals and glitter that you wind up pulling out of your underwear 5 weeks later because they just glitter everywhere. And but Lolita. Socks!
Did you know something?
I know lots of things.
Kind of interesting. You talk about significant others to Lolitas. Did you know that some Lolitas have boyfriends and husbands and fiancés and whatever that wear Lolita with them?
She is paddling gently down the river. Not! I love her, And like Meatloaf says, I would do anything for love, but I won't do that.
Oh, really? Do we want to find the picture?
This is Sean.
And this is Aubrey.
You've just been watching BooVille TV.
TV.
We're not showing them that picture.
And I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. No, I won't do that.